how AI helped me overcome my fear of commitment.
Oh my god, yeah, you are terrible with this.
Probably I should be doing like some hacky stuff. And then what ends up happening is that always I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Price went from 1,000 to like 7,000 euros.
What? Okay, so I'm intrigued. What did you do?
Okay, if I want to solve this problem once and for all. Get in, losers. We're talking about how AI helped me overcome my fear of commitment.
What? Finally?
Okay, I have to clarify a bit. Not my complete fear of commitment. That would take like
Yes.
not AI but AGI. But my fear of commitment with booking flights.
Oh my god, yeah, you are terrible with this.
I know. Yeah, but it's so, I don't know, it's so difficult. Like
Yeah.
you go on there, you see some deals, you're like, probably I should be doing like some hacky stuff, like I don't know. And then what ends up happening is that always I know I should be doing the hacks.
Yeah.
I don't do them.
Yeah.
I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then I wait until the last moment and I always get the worst deal.
Yes, it's so true. I've seen this firsthand. Like, was it last Christmas and you were meant to be flying back to the Netherlands? And it was like Christmas Eve, or no, all the weeks running up to it. I was like, babe, have you booked your flights yet? When are you leaving? And you were like, no, I'm just waiting for the best price or the best time to book. And then it got to Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Did you book your flights at the airport? Because that's what it felt like.
Actually, that time was so bad that I didn't even end up booking it. But when we were going back to Bali, obviously I also waited kind of at the last moment.
Yeah.
I wanted to book a flight with points. Like a business class flight. So I needed the points, or like I wanted to utilize my points.
Yeah.
I go on the website, I check, I'm like, okay, this is the price, fine. I go to book my points onto my account, I go back, and I'm not kidding, the price went from 1,200 euros
Yeah.
to like 7,000 euros.
What?
In a matter of, I think it was no more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, all of this dynamic pricing by airlines is so smart, but
Yeah.
you get absolutely messed up by the algorithm, the cookies. I've heard it's like every time you click, like they track your browser history basically, and so they know you're interested in buying the flights, and then they just mess with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm intrigued. What did you do? Are we talking spreadsheets? No, we would be talking Airtable. Tell me what
Obviously,
happened.
Airtable. Yeah, so I thought like, okay, I can solve this problem by asking ChatGPT like, hey, what is the best time for me to book? But one thing that I didn't want to do was every time that I have to book a flight, go back to GPT, because basically that would be almost the same,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
deferring it to a different platform. So then I thought like, okay, if I want to solve this problem once and for all, my fear of commitment, then I should be making something that I can always go back to.
Yes.
And in this case, that would be an automation where there's just these different systems in the back doing all the research for me and telling me like, listen, Ruby, you should book right now.
Okay, I love this.
Yeah. So basically, I built an automation that
Yeah.
helps me solve that issue of not booking or booking too late. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am imagining this isn't just custom to you. Like, I could use your automation, right?
Yeah. It's shareable with a link, so everybody can use it.
Okay, very
Yeah.
cool.
So do you want me to
Yeah,
show you the...
I do. And just to make sure I understand, so this automation is helping you pinpoint the best time to book. It's not an agent that books it for you. It's literally just pulling a whole bunch of information and telling you when the optimal time to book your flights is for the optimal price.
Exactly.
Okay, I love
exactly.
this. I love this.
I would love for it to also book it on your behalf.
V2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as you said so beautifully in the last episodes, simplify and then build on top. So it will tell you. It will send you an
Yeah.
email with the best date, basically.
Okay.
I'll show you the interface. if you
Show
want
me
to.
and then talk me through the back end.
Yeah.
But show me first.
Okay, I will show you first. So this
Also
is
dead that like in the last few months we now just use the words back end, building, V2, tech stack. We're so casual about it, but we've really upskilled quite dramatically.
Yeah, and it's crazy how fast that went. As you said, it's like just a month. 3 weeks ago, we built our first automation, and
Yeah.
now we're just like fully autonomous.
Churning them out.
Churning them out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We spent what, like 2 full days building this Zapier, this shitty Zapier automation. But it just
For
shows
fun.
you that as soon as you get over that first hurdle and you just get into it, suddenly everything becomes a lot easier. Yeah, and now you're just churning out the solution to my flying problems. Great.
Yeah,
Show
yeah,
me.
it's crazy. Yeah, so this is how you would see it as a user.
Ooh.
So this is the interface.
Yeah.
It's called Bad and Bougie.
Yes. Who's bad, who's bougie?
Well, I think we both know who's the bad one and who's the bougie one from us too. Because we're bad and bougie, but obviously we want the best deals still. We're not.
Totally.
We're smart. We're
Yeah,
not dumb.
We're not dumb, bad, and bougie.
Yeah, so basically here it tells you like
Yeah.
where is this baddie going. So with the drop down you have to tell like, or you have to say where you want to go. So where
This
do
is
we,
airports? Yeah.
No, this is destinations,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
So just to simplify it a little bit for myself, because oftentimes when I book flights there is like 3 destinations that I'm usually going. Like it's either Bangkok, Bali, or Amsterdam. So, but I wanted to make it a little bit more applicable to everybody, so I just dropped in a bunch.
Yeah.
Then you have to type in from which airport you're leaving.
Yeah.
And since that was way more broad, I just made this a text field. So if you're going from London Heathrow or if you're going from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, then you can just type that in.
Okay, I love it. Can we try it?
Yes,
Can we go from London?
of course. And then we're going from Heathrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there actually
Close to
multiple?
Heathrow. Yeah, there's in London, it's 2 big ones that do international flights, Heathrow and Gatwick, and then there are a bunch of others that do more Europe ones, but Heathrow and Gatwick are the international ones. I've never had a good experience in how do I do it in the Dutch accent?
Schiphol?
Schiphol? I'd be like Schiphol.
Wait, try it again.
Schiphol.
Schiphol. Schiphol.
Schiphol.
Yeah, I love
I'm
it.
slowly turning Dutch. But yeah, the one thing I always remember that airport for is they always, you know, that 100 milliliter rule. Sometimes you just like get through and whatever, then it's fine.
Yeah.
They always confiscate every single item in my makeup bag. It's Schiphol.
no, babe.
Yeah, bad times.
But you know, they're pretty advanced. Like if you have water in a bottle, you don't have to throw it out. They have machines that can detect that it's water.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
yeah, they're very like Dutch people love their rules.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if it's 101 milliliter, it's gonna be thrown away. Okay, and where do you want to go?
Ooh, I can see Mykonos on there, so I'm gonna go Mykonos.
Okay.
And our friend just went to Greece,
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we miss him.
Olivier.
Yeah. Okay, when do we want to go? What's the takeoff date?
Let's go in June.
June.
I'm planning some travel.
In June?
Yeah,
Can I join?
of course.
Okay. So, when will we be returning?
Maybe like 2 weeks from the 28th.
Okay. The 12th.
Yeah.
Okay. And then where can we send this email to? Should I just...
Do it to yourself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quicker.
That's what my ex used
Okay,
to
but
say.
any...
Okay, so then we're going to submit and run the flow. And
I love this interface, by the way. It's super clean, it's super nice, it's super intuitive. If I hadn't even heard like what all of this does, I think it would make sense just from looking at this.
I love it.
Excellent
Thank
job.
you. This is going to take maybe a little while because our little bad and bougie girl needs
Backhand
to...
is cranking.
Yeah, she needs to think.
Okay.
Also, this is us.
It's great that while you're waiting for the results, you can, just look at a photo of us.
Yeah, just look at some nice pictures here. Maybe you can try to read this message when I made this in Canva. It looked way better. Okay, let's see. Okay, she's
Okay,
still
so this is
thinking.
cranking. And so the result isn't going to get returned on this interface. It's going to get returned to the user's email.
To the email.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so now reveal behind the scenes what's happening.
Yeah, so while she's thinking, I'll show you basically the workflow and what the automation looks like.
Yeah.
So overview, it looks like this.
Mm-hmm. And where are we?
Yeah, so currently we are in Gumloop. So when I started making this automation, I had a couple of different platforms to use, to choose from. So Zapier, obviously, Make, and then Gumloop. And in my industry, so I do creative strategy, there is a lot of talk constantly about Gumloop because it's obviously all of them are no codes, but Gumloop has a lot of, it's the new kid on the block compared to Zapier and Make, and it has way more intuitive things and also built-in features for specifically my line of work that are really good. So you can scrape like a bunch of ads and then do an analysis. Whereas if you want to do that with Make and Zapier, it's obviously possible, but it's just...
It's really exciting how fast these platforms are evolving too, and how they're learning from each other. So Gumloop has the advantage of seeing what is working well in Zapier, what's working well in Make, and then lifting the best elements. But then, as you say, simplifying where it makes sense and adding these new features specific to audiences like you, if you're creative strategist or whatever it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Super nice.
And I'm also a very visual person, so I really like Gumloop and Make more than Zapier because I think like even these elements, so the rounded features, I know it's such a dumb thing, but I just feel more comfortable when I'm in an application like that.
It's nice.
So this is, when we zoom in, you can see this is basically the interface where we just were.
So this is the trigger.
This is a trigger. And what is really nice about Gumloop is while you're building, it will show you if it's flowing. And when you add an element, which is not correctly integrating, it will show...
It flags it.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah. And 3 weeks ago when we were building that Zapier automation, what Zapier does, it lets you build the whole automation.
So true.
And then you have to run it. And then oftentimes at the first 2 steps, it's already going wrong because we're like not developers. Yeah. And then you have to go back. But then it's so much nicer if an application just tells you at the start, like, okay, it's going wrong. You need to edit this.
So you go brick by brick rather than like building the full wall and then there's a hole in it and you have to go back and fix it.
Yeah. So the foundation is always good when you go. So as you can see, there's 4 outputs coming out of the interface. So that's obviously
all of the inputs that we've given it, basically.
Yeah, exactly. This is very funny because this is one thing that we learned also during that Zapier automation. I feel that Zapier automation is our origin story. But one thing I always thought was when you're building it and you're adding 2 different like AIs together, they're very smart, so they know what the other one expects from the other, right?
Yeah.
But that's not true at all.
Yeah.
You need to what you said in the last episode. One is giving a JSON format, and then the other one expects a list. But I'm a human and I'm not a developer. I don't even know what JSON is.
Yeah, and for us, like we can fix these things again. It's like one YouTube tutorial away or one quick search to figure out what the different formats mean and how to fix it. Yeah. But I even think that, as we just said, this stuff is moving so fast. We've now got vibe coding and all these like smarter applications that are reducing even that level of friction. So my sense is that this is just becoming more and more accessible for everyone. Yeah. People like us.
And that's actually great because we already understand it at this level. So it's going to be even like easier for us. Yeah. That's great. So yeah, it was returning it in, I don't even know.
Okay.
in something that the other one couldn't read.
Yeah.
Because my next part of the automation was expecting a list. So I had to convert it into a list, which then is, and this is great because this is already built into Gumloop. So actually what happened here was it blocked. I didn't understand it. And one thing that's so great about Gumloop is you have Gummy, Ask Gummy.
Cute.
So cute, which is basically their co-pilot. And it's currently in beta. But what you could also toggle on is when you talk to Gummy and say like, this is what I want, it can put all of the different elements of that automation for you on the canvas. So we've talked to the co-pilot.
Ah, interesting. Wait, I'm not sure if I get that. So it's when you have an idea, it sketches it out for you from the very start. You don't have to manually think through that logic flow and write it down.
Exactly. So this ties back into what we're just saying. So this is in beta, but everything is moving very fast. So if you ask Gummy, like, hey, Gummy, I want this automation, what it currently already can do is put it on a canvas for you. And then all these things that you would originally have to think about, like it gives a JSON, it wants a list. Gummy already knows that. So he's going to like plump it on the canvas for you.
Okay. Very cool. And you used Gummy for this?
Yeah. So basically this is where I already couldn't go any further. So basically at the first step. So then I asked Gummy, like, listen, it's not working. What's going on? And then Gummy said, yeah, you need to create a list. Here is the node. So it also gives the node or the element of the automation in the chat.
Super nice.
And then you click on it and it gets put on the canvas.
And it's like a drag and drop kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's drag and drop. And we've talked to the, like, Make and Zapier also have that Copilot. And we've talked to the Copilot of Zapier. It's not very helpful.
Yeah, he's a bit of a bitch.
Yeah. It's like, it talks to you kind of back like Cody.
Yeah,
like,
or it's like, this is the problem, but it doesn't give you a solution.
Yeah. Yeah, and Gummy is super helpful. So yeah, basically then it goes into, all these different elements go into a web search. So this is where the flight gets searched, basically. Also a built-in feature of Gumloop. Yeah. So that's really nice. And then...
And this is pulling live prices, and does it also do some historical analysis to spot trends and patterns of when the best time to book is?
Yeah, exactly. Like one of the hacks when you book flights is to like look at the past month, see where it dropped, but that's so much work. Yeah. So it's looking at what you just said, at past data in order to predict the best outcome for your booking date. And then that's what's happening. And then yeah, this is also one other thing. You have to then combine the text into a prompt, and that's also something that we learned from Zapier. Then it gets sent to your Gmail, basically. So I think...
Does it have to be Gmail?
No. But why it's a Gmail sender is because it's getting sent from my Gmail.
Got you.
So I can send it to anybody, but and you can have other ones if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we go to my...
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too.
It's also nice just to be able to like visually see it. Your point about the UX, like it's kind of fun to use when you can see it all flowing. It gives you that satisfaction.
Exactly, and also the fact that it's pink and it's gummy and cool. I love it. It's probably one of the only applications I don't use in dark mode. Because it's so nice. Okay, then we go to my email. Oh, I don't want to open my email. Okay, so we have an email from Get In Loser. And the subject line is, "Hey Betty, this is your flight rack."
This is epic. Okay, so here's your flight rack. The optimal booking date. So it gives me an exact date to book on and then an expected price range. This is so nice. And then it's giving a little bit of narrative around where it found it, why it believes this, and then confidence level as well. Oof.
So, are there any good prices?
Yeah, pretty cheap. $108.
What?
To $280.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very cool. And then it gives you a suggestion of where to book it as well. This is epic. But I think, as you say, the primary value of this is knowing when to book. Yeah. And that's the big pain point and friction point and like commitment issues that people have. Yeah. And it's quite nice. Okay, sure, the data's never going to be perfect on this. The confidence level's never going to be perfect. But just to have this tool to push you, nudge you, to give you some direction and confidence is super nice.
Yeah. So there you go.
This is insane. And how long did it take you to build?
From start to end, it took me 2 hours. Yeah, babe. It was so quick.
Sorry, what? Think of how many hours that saved you in like existential spirals of, am I even going to go? When am I going to book?
What am I going to do? I already told everybody I was going, but I haven't even... Yeah, babe. It's so nice. Wow. Like 2 hours start to end.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited to use this. This makes me want to go somewhere.
Of course, we should. Yeah, should we go to Mykonos maybe?
Yeah,
280 euros, kind of good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also the possibilities of what we can do are endless.
I'm kind of curious now about Gumloop too. I'm not gonna lie, it's given me slight PTSD to. Have you ever heard of Gumtree?
No.
It's this really ropey marketplace that blew up in the UK, and anyone can sell stuff on it. So people sell like furniture, but then there was this weird thing because it's so unregulated. They don't really verify users or where the products are coming from.
Yeah.
Everyone would post stolen shit on there. So like a stolen dog. Like you could get dogs for like really low prices, or like bikes, like bicycles for really low prices. And I'm not kidding. The amount of time when I was at uni, I went through about 10 bicycles because they always got stolen, and they would always end up on this website, Gumtree. So this is giving me like flashbacks. But Gumloop is much nicer.
Yeah, I had never heard about Gumtree. Oh my God. Have you ever bought back one of those stolen bikes?
I tried. Often it's just super quick and you don't find it in time.
Oh.
But yeah, I have friends who had to buy back their stolen bike because they'd seen it on Gumtree. So funny.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, babe, Gumloop. That's where it's at.
Woo!
Okay, so this is my fear of commitment ticked
Solved
off.
your fear of, in brackets, flight commitment. I love it. It's beautiful and it's so simple, and you have to share it.
I will put it below. Okay, thank you, losers. Bye.